Black Compass Media back live with another one. Shout out to everybody that's out there right now. You know what I'm saying? Whole society, man. The whole crew, Tone Bro checking in on behalf of the team. Got a very, very special interview lined up for everybody. So make sure you all, you know what I'm saying? I know it's Monday. We coming off a big weekend, a lot of barbecues, things like that. Some of y'all don't know what to bring at barbecues. We're gonna talk about that later. But without further ado, we got the co-host on. Jay, what's going on?
Hi, thank you. I'm so excited to be back. Thank you for having me. Happy June, not Juneteenth anymore, but June 21st. We're still coming Juneteenth.
Right. No, it was a great weekend, right? It was a good barbecue filled weekend, you know.
Indeed.
Things of that nature. But without further ado, though, right, we got to get into this. We have to, Jay, because there was a lot of things that was said in the post game up here on this platform and in the culture in general. You know, and I think it's worth having a good conversation with this brother, right? Because we were there at the event, right?
There, for sure.
And one of the battles that everybody was talking about was Chilla Jones versus Tay Roc, right?
We were all definitely really excited for that one.
And I think I can speak for both of us when I say that battle did not necessarily turn out the way that a lot of us predicted, right?
I think that's fair to say.
So let's have a conversation about it. And join with us today is the incomparable champion in 2 different leagues, KOTD and URL. I will continue to say that because that does matter. Boston's own pen wordsmith scheme god, the kingpin, Bosstown, stand up, Chilla Jones. What's up, brother?
Yo. What's up, brother? How you doing, Jay?
Hey, welcome.
Man, life is good, man. Life is good. We you know, we blessed. We happy to be here. I always start with how's everything going for Chilla? Big weekend, things like that. We was talking a little bit backstage, but how's everything going with you, Jones?
Everything's good, man. Everything's been great. You know, Father's Day was amazing. Salute to all the fathers out there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, my single right now is making a lot of noise. If you haven't checked it out, Chilla Jones Inc. featuring Method Man. We just got to write up in Rolling Stone, so I'm really excited about that. And we working, man. Constantly grinding, bro.
Constantly grinding, constantly working. First of all, the visuals dope, the song dope, all that stuff is A1. You connected with Method Man is fire. How did that even come about before we even get started?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've been cool with Meth since the Daylight battle. You know, when I battled Daylight in 2014 on King of the Dot, and Meth was a co-host, and I had the, you know, Ghostface or Blue Meth like Heisenberg. When I had that line,
fire.
You know, I've kind of been one of his favorite battlers ever since that performance. You know what I'm saying? And so, not only have we kept in touch over the years, but I was fortunate enough to work with him on the TV show Drop the Mic, which is also how I know, you know, Danielle Topanga,
right.
You know, which is, you know, how I know a bunch of different people. But he was the host of that show, so I got a chance to chop it up with him a lot and you know, really build a friendship with him. So, you know, salute to Meth. We had done this record a couple years ago, man, and I just kind of held on to it because I felt like it wasn't really the right time. There were certain things I wanted to accomplish in my battle rap career before really taking up back off in that direction, you know what I'm saying? And so it just felt like the timing was right, you know. So we went and got the visual done, and yeah, we dropped the single this past Friday. So it's been out for 3 or 4 days, man, but it's doing pretty well right now.
That's fire.
That's amazing. Fire. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I don't think everybody can make that jump from battle rap to like really good music. So I'm curious to know, one, how is hip hop and music in general something you've always been a part of? Which came first, and how did you find your way into this?
Yeah, music definitely came first for me. I was always somebody, you know, when I first got into hip hop, you know, before the Smack DVD, before all that, I was a big Jay-Z fan. I was a big Pun fan, Cannabis, Rakim, certain people. And so I've definitely been writing music, poetry, things like that way before I even thought about battle rap. So definitely started on the music side, and honestly, me even getting into battle rap was really against my better judgment. I really wanted to focus on music. I wanted to stay doing music. I was a much more established like musician and freestyle artist, even on like YouTube. You know what I mean? Back in the day, I had a crazy reputation on YouTube with you know, like Traffic, Tim De La Ghetto, who was on Wild 'N Out, has his own show on MTV now.
Yeah.
But like D Pride, who I think he goes by Russell now from Canada, but he's fire also. But like a lot of us, you know, kind of started on YouTube, freestyling and just, you know what I'm saying, like having certain things. So like that's really where, you know, this whole thing started, and even my exposure to battle rap, you know what I'm saying, kind of started way back then. So I definitely was a musician first, but it's so hard for me to balance it. You know what I'm saying? It's hard for me to battle at a high level and then, you know, put out and promote music at a high level also. It's literally two separate demanding lanes and jobs. So big salute to, you know, all of the battle rappers I know that take their music very, very seriously. The
Right.
Marv Ones, the Sue Surfs, the Arsenals, the Shugs, the Riders, the Lou Castros, like all of these dudes putting out fire music right now, getting their videos on BET and stuff like that. Like,
Right.
I understand that side of the grind, bro, and it's you know, in a lot of ways way tougher than battle rap. So salute to those guys.
Yeah, I mean that to me is dope. Definitely a new chapter in battle rap where now it's respected, and you know, when you get the biggest artists in the world to come out, I think they got no choice but to respect it. You know what I'm saying?
Facts. Yeah.
So let's pivot to NOME. Let's pivot to
Yeah.
NOME, and we're gonna go right there, Jay. We're gonna go right to the things. We're gonna go right to the things. We have to,
Let's do
because
it.
it's out now for the world to see in a vacuum. Chilla Jones versus Tay Roc. I know what the reaction was in the parking lot, you know what I mean, in the room and things like that. After the battle, the smoke is now cleared. It's out now. What are your thoughts on the battle? Like I mean, outside of if you think you won or not, because I believe every MC thinks that they won every battle. That's okay. But what are your thoughts? What are your takeaways on the battle and the reaction to it?
My thoughts. Yo, y'all still hear me?
Got you, sir. Go ahead.
Okay. My thoughts on the battle haven't changed too much, Tony. In the moment, I felt like I won 2 rounds out of 3.
Sure.
But also in the moment, I could also totally understand someone who disagreed, because I feel like his crowd control was A1, and I felt like he did that better than me in the battle in the room. I felt like his material was more accessible. It was easier to digest in the moment, on the spot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Then a lot of the things that I was doing and a lot of the things I was saying, it's gonna need a rewatch. It may even need a third rewatch for a lot of people to for it to really sink in for a lot of people. So, you know, if this is a battle you're gonna watch maybe once and move on, you know, I totally understand if you have Tay Roc winning. I'm not against saying that he won. I don't like the 3-0 narrative. It's kind of crazy.
The 30 narrative is what you
The 30 narrative is what's crazy to me. I don't mind if somebody says they think Tay Roc got me, because you know what? All I've done for the past, you know, my last 8 battles is battle killers, bro.
Right.
Every battle I've had, people, you know, you can say that. Me and Nitty, same thing. Me and Twerk, same thing. Me and Geechee, same thing. People even make a case for B-Dot, although he choked in a round. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get it. You know, I battle the best in the world, so I'm cool with somebody thinking that Tay Roc won this battle. It's the 30 narrative that I've seen him push and a lot of his supporters push. That to me is crazy. There's no way you can watch that battle. Like, you can watch Rock in Daylight and be like, okay, like that looks like a 30, right?
Yeah.
Like, Rock was incredible, but it looks like a 30. I don't think me and Rock looks the way Rock in Daylight looks, as far as like the discrepancy and the difference between like skill levels. You know what I'm saying? But you know, at the end of the day, it's all an opinion, bro. Like, I don't mind however people call it, bro. At the end of the day, I think I did really well in this battle. the only thing about my opinion, Tony, that has changed is my feeling on my angle in the third. And I although I liked the angle, it wasn't an angle that was going to move the needle or shift anything, right? And on paper, I felt like it could, and I don't think I sold it the way that I needed to sell it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay. All right.
You know, for me, I thought I won the first 2 rounds and I gave Roc the third. That was how I felt about the battle. I thought the third was his best round. I thought it was my worst round. And I honestly think the first 2 are debatable. So if you prefer Tay Roc style, you might have him 30 because I think he got the third clear and the first 2 are debatable. If you lean toward my style, or if you like a more lyrical, like heavier, more dense approach in the material, you can easily make a case that I won the first 2 rounds. So anything else to me just sounds weird. But we're also gonna do a bar breakdown at 7 on my show. So anybody that didn't catch anything, or anybody that, you know what I'm saying, is confused about certain parts, pull up on us at 7 o'clock, and you know, any breakdown for any of the shit that I had, I'll be able to give to you.
Right. Okay. Now, Jay, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, no worries. So, okay, I'm curious to know, one, when you're preparing for a battle, what that looks like, but also, we're back outside now, and how does having a crowd around affect your preparation when you're coming in like this?
Right. So as far as preparing for a battle, a lot of it depends on how much time I have, honestly. So like last year, I did a few different battles where I only had maybe between 10 and 14 days. Like me and Real Sick was 11 days. We had 11 days
crazy
to get
That's
ready.
crazy to think about that was only 11 days work. But go ahead, continue.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So like in that situation, I will say that my preparation process is slightly different than if I have a month and a half or 2 months to really get ready. When I have more time, I try to do more. You know what I'm saying? I try to think outside of the box, which was what you saw in the first round, with letting the caffeine chat kind of pick which angle I use. You know, I try to do different things. I try to do something beyond the normal scope of battle rap. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
So when I have a lot of preparation time, I like to start by figuring out how I can attack them as far as wordplay, how their name can be flipped, how can it be, you know, tweaked, bent. I really try and figure that out. I try to write down my best ideas, and the more time that I have, the more research I do. So I can research certain battles and see what flips have been used, so I can be sure to avoid them, or I can, you know, be sure that I'm not taking an angle that's been taken 1,000 times before it. You know what I mean? So like I try to do my due diligence in that way. Whereas if I only have 11 days, I may not be able to check out as many battles as, you know, as I want to make sure. So like in those scenarios, you may hear a bar that you've heard before in a different battle, maybe put differently. And that's really because I haven't had a chance to do my due diligence and really look through everything. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
So, you know, shit like that is never, ever intentional. But when I do have time to like really look and really study, that's really the process. You know, first I try to take a more technical approach in putting together my material, and then I try to add as much substance as I can. So you'll see that I take certain angles, you'll see that I take certain approaches, or make certain topics the focus of my punches or schemes. And that's me really trying to add more substance and make it more direct to my opponent, because that's the one way that I've changed over the years, is taking schemes that are generic, that are fire, but that can apply in any battle that I use. And then, you know, nowadays I'm going to put together a scheme specifically for you. Like the Birthstone scheme would not come across in any other battle versus any other person that I would take, but it fit. His name is Tay Roc. Roc is a flip of a diamond. So that's why you get that scheme. And that's why I try to incorporate more direct angles and material like that.
But let me ask you something, Chilla, because look, I am honest about what I have in my predictions and as well what the outcome is. I had you
Sure.
coming in here winning this battle hands down, right? And
Yeah.
I was saying it with my chest, Chilla. I was talking a lot of shit to a lot of people. I'm gonna be honest. I was, because whatever. Because when people from that writing cloth start being those guys, I feel like I gotta celebrate that. Now,
Facts.
this is my issue. You are the king of the pandemic era, which a phrase that was coined on this platform with you on it, by the way.
Very, very, very factual.
You are the king of the pandemic era. Why did you feel the need to go up there, switch up the aesthetic? You're trying things in there that you hadn't done before, and then you're addressing Surf as a third party, and you got Roc right there in front of you who needs this W. Why was that the approach? That to me didn't compute well, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? So, like, what do you think about that? Like that's difficult for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So for me, Tony, and I'm because I'm a purist in this shit, just like you. That's something that I thought about. Something that went through my head as far as like addressing Surf, and are people going to think that I'm spending too much time, quote unquote, addressing Surf? So if you really listen to the angle, I'm not as much addressing Surf as much as I'm using him as a benchmark to break down Roc, right? So if you listen to it lyrically, I'm saying he's the star, you're the sidekick. Surf is the big name. You are the one on the coattails. You know what I'm saying? So like, as I'm bringing up Surf, I'm not just sending shots his way.
Right.
I'm using them both in a punchline. I'm using both of their names as a way to diss them both. So I'm not just hitting Surf. I'm hitting Roc with every shell that's hitting Surf at the same time. And I was very conscious of doing it that way because I didn't want people to think, and this is how crazy of a student I am. Before Math and Geechee, what was the talk? Math is going to come in this first round. He's going to address everybody that he hasn't addressed because he hasn't been on the platform. He's going to spend all this time dissing Surf, dissing Goods, dissing DNA, dissing this person, and he's barely going to address Geechee. All of this is conscious in my head as I'm putting this angle together, Tony. So I'm like, how can I do it in a way where it's like, you know what? I'm fucking him up, but I'm giving you punches at the same time. You know what I'm saying? So like, if you really go through the angle and listen to it, it's not even a lot at Surf as much as I'm saying, Surf is the star, you're the sidekick. I'm a split the wave and leave Roc spilling. I'm dissing them both. You know what I'm saying? So that was it for me in terms of like, especially after the face off. I felt like it was perfect.
Yeah. You had to give him that. You had to give him those shots. Yeah.
He made himself the villain during the face off. So in my mind, I'm like, yo, wouldn't it be dope if the caffeine chat had a chance to be like, yo, we want to hear Chilla go with Surf. I'm gonna vote 1. Or we want to hear Chilla go with Cave Gang. I'm gonna vote 2. So I thought just the premise of giving them the option. You guys get to choose right now in the moment. You want me to kill him? You want me to kill them? Y'all pick right now, and then I'm gonna go off for 1.5 minutes.
Right.
To me, that was the kind of the bigger selling point in my first. But even outside of that stuff, I felt like my material was so dense that there's literally so much in my round, Tony, that if you're really listening, it's not that close. If you're really listening,
you think transcribed? It's not that close. Interesting. Okay.
It's not that close. Okay. It's not that close.
All right. I got you. I Jay, what do you think? Jay, jump in.
Well, I would agree with that. I thought it was a close battle, but as a precious gemstone and a jade myself, I could appreciate that a lot of your stuff was stuff that I agree, like it takes another watch. I thought it was clever what you did, asking the crowd to chime in. do you feel like you have to adjust your material based on that and based on being received by a crowd versus, you know, writing something that's really well written that takes a while to hit, maybe?
Yeah, definitely. And you know, a lot of this material, you know, not all of it, but a lot of it was adjusted to cater to the fact that there was going to be such a crowd live. You know what I'm saying? If this same battle happens in the same room that I battled K-Shard, I don't think we're having the same conversation with the same exact material.
Possibly, but the only thing though, aesthetically, and this is another part of it, you are the Chilla Jones brand, in my opinion, is the guy from Boston with the composition notebook that's filled up with all type of shit in it, with the blue collar, with the hoodie on, the Boston fitted, ready. Like, I still got to rap. I'm better than you at this. To me, it almost looked like you was the like the guy who had been reigning. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, you want to like the champ out there. I get that. But it sort of took that blue collar appeal away, and that's what we rooted for, right? And you kind of Roc sort of had that appeal. You know what I'm saying? Like, where he's the upstart guy trying to defeat the big bad champion. You know what I'm saying? Like, did that go through your head as you rapping? Because I feel like that happened as the battle was going.
As I'm rapping, no. Honestly, as I'm rapping, that I'm totally unaware, and I'm totally like, I'm in such a zone that I'm really just trying to deliver this material the best way that I can, right?
Sure.
Wasn't until after the battle where I'm thinking, you know, because I'm a very cerebral guy. So I'm looking, and I'm with my own two eyes. I'm like,
I'm about to give you ISO. Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
Yeah, with my own two eyes, I'm like, it's been a long time since I've been in such disagreement, I guess, with this many people in terms of the decision of a battle, and it just happens to be my own.
Right.
So me being the cerebral person that I am, I'm like, well, what's different? What's different about this, right? A few differences. The crowd is different, but I don't necessarily feel like the crowd was biased at all. I didn't feel like they weren't reacting to me. I felt like my material was harder to digest in the moment, which is just the way that I write. So I don't blame the crowd, and I can't blame the crowd. And then I'm like, okay, well, the caffeine votes, he won by a nice margin. And I'm like, you know, what's different? Nothing else is different but my aesthetic, Tony. That's the problem. And as I thought about that, I was like, I get it. I didn't, for the very simple fact that I didn't look like myself. Right. Like,
thank you. That's what I'm trying to get, Jay. That's what I'm trying to get.
Yeah. No, facts. I had shades on, so you can't look at me in the eyes. You can't connect with me. You can't see how aggressive I am. Like it doesn't sell the same. It doesn't sell the same. You know, the no hat.
No hat
plays in the same way. Plays in the same way. It was something that people weren't used to, and I think from the jump, it set me back in the minds of people in terms of like, okay, Chilla looks different.
I agree.
Chilla looks different.
And Roc is just
he
off
ready?
the losses.
Is he focused? It's something's off. You know what I'm saying? Like,
is he resting on his laurels? Is he just content with having? Because this is my thing, and Jay, let me know if you agree. Because Chilla Jones is top tier now. You know, you get the invite to the cool kids table. You there? You at the cool kids table? Like if somebody's sitting there, they got to move for you. Whatever. But my whole theory was you join the table and you want to burn it down. That's what I was thinking. I'm trying to burn this table down. And I got the feeling of a guy who felt like I made it. I'm good. And I know that's not the mantra, but I know that that's what fans kind of had a thought of. And Roc's best time was when he was blue collar, Tay Roc, carrying the platform on his back, right?
100%.
So stuff like that could change the outlook of a battle. What do you think about it, Jay?
I agree with that. And you know, it's a great point. I don't know why I hadn't considered like you didn't look like the you that we all know. But part of me part of me feels like if you really do feel like you can burn the table down, then you can look however you want to look and do what you want. And that's just sort of the attitude that I would take it. I mean, here's something I want to know. How much do you care about the feedback that you get after events like this, especially considering you are the cool kid at the table? You know, we all have tons of respect for you.
Yeah. I mean, as far as feedback, I take it all with a grain of salt. You know what I'm saying? And I also keep in mind who it's coming from. Okay, because you know, obviously, everybody's got a different level of credibility, right? So, if somebody is giving me feedback, and I can see by either by knowing them, being from their history, or even by the way they could carry themselves on social media. You can tell a lot about a person just by spending 5 seconds and looking at what type of page they're trying to talk to you from, right?
Right.
Now, if Tony jumps in my inbox and says, "Yo, Chilla, you know, this is how I feel," I'm gonna take it a certain way because I see him as a credible person. I'm gonna say, you know what, I need to consider that.
Yeah.
If it's coming from, you know, somebody with 62 followers who doesn't have their real avian all up and down their timeline, they're shitting on battle rappers, I'm probably just gonna mute you and keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? But on a bigger scale, Jade, I take everything with a grain of salt, right? So if I see something enough, it'll lend itself to validity for me. Sure. If I'm seeing the same thing on you know, from 30 different people, then okay, I got you. You didn't like this, I hear you.
Right.
We'll adjust. You know what I'm saying? But if I just hear it, you know, from one person or two people, and you know, people are expressing other positive things about the same thing,
right?
Then that comes with understanding that everybody won't like everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything isn't for everybody. So at the end of the day, I definitely hear it, and for the things that I hear more than once, or for the things that you know, I deem to be valid, I will make a change. You know what I'm saying? So knowing that people are thrown off by huge stylistic changes that way.
Yeah, you ain't even slowly introduce it.
It's a learning thing. It's the same. It's like with the vest, right? It's the same thing. People see the vest and they're like, oh, something's, you know.
Right.
I almost lost that battle for the vest.
You know, honestly, if you'd have brought back the vest, you'd be like, okay, that's Chilla. He just wears a vest. That's just what he does now.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But the first time it had the kind of the same way this did. It had more of a negative effect on how people were perceiving the material.
Right.
My B-Dot material is incredible, but people didn't receive it because of how it was presented to them.
Yeah. Well, to piggyback on that too, right? Now, and going off of this notion that you are a champion, you are well respected, you won the respect of the people and of the top tiers. Now, you are in a whole different tier battler. Maybe they wouldn't even care back. They don't care then, but now it seems like everything now is going to be under a microscope. After this battle, does it change your approach for writing for the top tier competition in URL?
I won't say that it changes my approach. What I will say is I'll definitely be more aware and more cognizant of what people are looking for, right? People are looking for the things that are familiar to them. They see Chilla and they want to hear certain things.
Facts.
They want to see certain things. They want, like you said, they want to see the B hat. They want to see the hoodie. They want to hear the wordplay and the schemes and how crazy it can get. Just like when we see Nitty, we have a image of Nitty that we want to see, and we have a certain type of material we want to hear. Flip his name 1,000,000 times and do it every round. That's what we're here for. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
So there's definitely a thin line between like versatility and showing that you can do different things, and also learning the right times to do different things and try different things. More than anything, that's the lesson that I'm going to take away from this battle.
This is all dope, very self-aware stuff. And I will say this too, as a matter of fact, now I wanted to get Roc up here as well. I'm going to reach out to Roc to get him up here. That is definitely lyrically and just as far as rapping, that's some of the best work I've seen from Roc for sure. I mean, you said it in the I think in the predictions, but he'll be as good, if not better, than he was against Daylight. And I actually prefer this material much more than the Daylight material, to be honest. Right. So are you prepared for people are going to be in their bag against you, Chilla? They are.
For sure.
This is the best this man wrote. So if Roc is going to do that, imagine what the Surfs, who I do think he has to see you after John. That should happen. But imagine the type of material that they're going to be coming with, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I get to thinking as a fan. You know what I mean? So
yeah, I mean, I think the big test, Tony, is going to be, can Chilla translate on the big stage, right? That's what we've been waiting to see since NOME 3 with me and DNA.
Absolutely.
Can he translate like?
Oh, I'm about to ISO it. Yes, sir. Let's talk about it.
In front of thousands, can Chilla do it? We haven't seen it since 2013. So I think I'll also have something to prove, just like my opponent will, right? In a lot of ways, especially this year, because I'm the champion of the year, like you said, I have a target on me.
Absolutely.
Clearly, I got Shine and Roc out the gate. I have a target on me. I get it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Whether it's Chess, whether it's Mike P, whether it's T-Top, I don't know who's gonna be next. I don't know what's coming down the pike for me right now, but I definitely expect the best version of whoever it is.
I like
that that I stand in front of, and I'm gonna prepare accordingly.
Okay. Chat 184 in the chat right now. Hey, everybody that's here, all the information for Chilla for how you can find him and his latest video will be there. And for all the guys asking, yes, Jade's contact and social media will be there. Now, let's not turn her DMs into a fucking war zone. Let's relax a little bit. Let's have a little bit of, what do they call it? Decorum in this motherfucker. All right. So anyway, with that being said, I think you versus T-Top would be fire. Let's talk Summer Madness. Let's talk big events. Chilla, what's up? Who's in the crosshairs? I feel like T-Top, the Bear, Chilla Jones. He got something to talk about. Like, we're gonna talk about some things. I think the Bear would try to get at you. What's up?
Nah, for sure. It would be a good battle. I'm sure he would have a hilarious angle about how I dress.
Yeah.
So bring that on. Bring that on. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I feel like I know what Top's gonna do, but at the same time, he's one of the best in the world at it. I still would stand there and want to hear how he put it together. You know what I'm saying? So, T-Top's definitely on the list. Chess is on the list. We get the same Chess from the Loso battle. I would love to do that. He'd fire on a big stage. He would force me to really get in that bag. And I think pen-wise, I would do the same for him. And then me and Mike P is probably the other one. I think that would be a good battle also. But that can be big room, that can be small room. I just think style-wise that makes a lot of sense. But as far as like Summer Madness or kind of like big stage stuff, Chessa T-Top is who I would love to get in the ring with on one of those cars.
Those are the ones. Those are the ones right there. Jay, what you think, Jay? What's up?
I would love to see Chilla Jones T-Top. That would be amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I like that one.
That out there. For sure.
100%. Now let's pivot to some other things too. Some takeaways. You as a champion got the big championship belt. Now it weighs about 15 pounds. That's what people don't know. It's actually pretty heavy. Like, right? People don't know that. You know what I mean? Come to events. Anyway, so I'm in a mood today. But all right, so Has Danny Myers disqualified himself from the conversation with what he did on NOME?
Man, I don't want to say that he disqualified himself from the conversation, man, but I will say I was really disappointed by the fact that he didn't even try. That's what it is for me. I was disappointed that he didn't even try, dog. So look, so I know Danny. I know how serious he takes this. I know how excited he was for the run that he was on, and I don't necessarily think that he slept on Real Sick or didn't take it seriously. We all have, especially when you prepare so much and you battle so often, sometimes you glitch. I get it. You know what I'm saying? As a battler who does this on a regular basis, I get it.
Mm-hmm.
But man, I wouldn't have took Suge the week before.
Talk about it.
And this is kind of another thing I want to talk about too, which I think is interesting as far as how people perceive me. They haven't seen me, Tony, for 4 months ish, maybe 4.5 months. And as you know, I'm generally somebody that's pretty active. Yeah. Whether it's on URL, whether it's on small leagues, generally probably like 10 to 12 battles a year. I'll go to iBattle and do a battle. I'll do No Coast and other places like that, and then still have my URL battles and et cetera, et cetera. And people, I know there were a lot of people that didn't like that I sat. That I sat from January all the way to NOME.
Right.
There were people that wanted to see me more active. They felt like because I was the champion of the year that I should have been defending it more. Is kind of like the term they were using. And it's like, I want people to understand that what happened to Danny is the result of what happens when you overwork. The reason I took my break is so that doesn't happen to me. Because if you battle too much, it's gonna happen to you. We've literally seen it. We've seen it happen to twerk. We've seen it happen to drugs. We've seen it happen to steams. We've seen it happen to so many different people. And it's not because they don't care necessarily, and it's not because they don't. But when you battle so much, and you got a battle next week, and you got a battle tomorrow, and you had a battle yesterday, and then you got 2 more contract offers for 2 weeks after that, like, it really takes a lot to be able to do this and to do it at a high level, man. I just wish that Danny would have been like, you know what? Suge gotta wait because he wasn't ready. I'm gonna get Real Sick out the way because this is NOME. It's not a super fight. It's not a it's a NOME.
Right.
I'm gonna focus on Real Sick, and then let's figure out what's up with Suge. If we're gonna do a super fight, we're gonna do a super fight. If we're gonna move it to Summer Madness, then maybe then let's move it to Summer Madness. But I'm not gonna take Suge and then Sick a week after with 3-minute rounds. I don't care how long he had the Suge rounds ready for. It's just not something I think is smart, man. Even if he would have pulled it off perfectly, it's not something that I would recommend doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, so should he be disqualified? It's hard for me to say he should, bro, because I know how much he cares, and I know that this happening wasn't because he didn't try or didn't want to win.
Right.
But I will say, just saying you got it. I didn't like that, bro. If you remember, 15 seconds of your round, spit your 15 seconds and bow out. But don't not say anything, bro. Don't not say anything.
I agree with that. And and just to stay on the same path, I have to say, I think all of us were just heartbroken by that situation and really disappointed. And especially, Real Sick is a rookie, but I don't think it's smart. I think you should have dedicated your full self to him. And that was one of the moments I personally was looking forward to the most. Did you one, get a chance to pay attention or watch any of NOME while you were there? And two, was there anybody you were excited to see because the card was curated in sort of a different way?
Yeah. I watched most of that battle from the backstage green room.
Mm-hmm.
So it was, it was like me, it was Rex, it was Nitty, it was I want to say Fonz, Jerry. It was a few of us in there. We were watching, and as Real Sick wraps his first round, we're like, okay, this is a good first. Let's see what Danny's gonna do.
Yeah.
And like halfway through Danny's first, we're like, yo, he's kicking 6 ass, bro.
Word.
Like
Facts.
he is kicking 6 ass.
Talk about it.
This is
Talk
crazy.
about it, Chilla. Talk.
And I think in a lot of our minds backstage, we were like, this might be a long night for Sick. Like, if he's rapping like this, it's gonna be a long night. And Danny gets a little further into his round, can't piece it together. And honestly, I wish he just would have been like, time. I know if he would just says time, we're at least talking about how a debatable first round, at least. But he didn't even do that. He tried to get his material out. He struggled for a little bit. And then after that, I thought Sick's second round was better than his first.
Mm-hmm.
Danny started okay, and then, it's just it's tough, man. So I got a chance to watch most of the battle backstage, and I was really, really disappointed because that definitely could have been a battle of the year / battle of the night type of war, and I think a lot of us knew that going into the event. So I was disappointed. As far as who I was excited to see, I was really excited to see Rex. I was really excited to see what he was gonna do. In my predictions, I had picked Easy pretty easily. But I still wanted to see what Rex was gonna do. When I saw Rex the day of the face-offs, he seemed focused. He seemed kind of different than I've seen him in the past before other battles.
How so? Explain.
It's probably the first time I've seen Rex visibly look like he wanted to prove something. He looked like he wanted to prove something. Like he looked like he had heard all of us saying, Rex isn't going to show up. Rex is going to come over one round. Rex isn't going to do this. Rex is. It looked like somebody sat him down and forced him to watch every negative thing that people have said about him over the past 2 weeks. That's how he felt. As soon as he saw me, he was like, "What up, Chilla?" Pulled me to the side and spit his second round, and I was like, "Yo, you on it like that, Paul?"
Right.
I was like, "Yo," he was like, "Yeah, we gonna dance." So I knew from then. I was like, "Yo, I'm really excited to see Rex really get in that bag, man." And whether you got him winning or losing, man, I was happy with the Rex that showed up. He surpassed my expectations. What more can you ask for?
Do you feel like this battle solidified Easy the Block Captain as like a star on the platform?
I do, definitely. He held his own with a legend. He's held his own with everybody, with Danny, with Cortez, 2-on-2. Easy's definitely one of the new guys to look out for. You know what I'm saying? He's here now. He's he's at a level right now where he can probably get goods. He can probably get Calico. Those are the top of the top tier. So you gotta at least acknowledge where his work has put him, regardless of what tier people may think he falls in. You have to acknowledge that he's so hot right now that he's almost able to get whoever he wants on URL, which there's not a lot of us that can say that. So salute to Easy. I definitely think it solidified him as a new star.
No doubt. It's interesting because over the years we've seen so many classes and stuff like that come in. I would say outside of the stage test, which is the big test, is still the big test in my opinion. This group that we have right now is some of the best that we've seen come through URL in a long time. That's my opinion. I think the early class with you guys, your PG class is 96 draft class in the clouds. And then you got like, Twerk and them's class to me is like the 03 draft class with Twerk, Snake Eyes, Jack, Ryder, because all those guys still around, Jerry West. You know what I'm saying? Like they all came in and caused a storm. Whole, you know, DMV movement versus New York, that was dope. And then this class right here is up there. I put them up there. You know what I'm saying? Because of what they were able to do. Any predictions on who's not going to be able to translate to the stage, in your opinion, as a guy who had to work at it? Who do you worry about not being able to translate to the bigger stages?
Yo, honestly, it would be chaos, but I think he'll be fine. I think, you know, he might have one bad show on a stage, and then I think he'll be fine. You know what I'm saying? Which I think would have been the same for me if I would have got another shot immediately after DNA. You know what I'm saying? It was a huge learning curve.
Mm-hmm.
I went from, you know, battling in front of a couple hundred to battling in front of 3,000. It was a huge adjustment, and on top of that, it was only my 5th or 6th battle ever in life. So it's not like I had a whole bunch of experience or a whole bunch of season, you know, when I was doing it. Now, Chaos has been doing it a lot longer than I had been up until this point.
Right.
I think he'll be fine. I think it'll take him a second to kind of find his way on a bigger stage. He's probably the one I think will have the toughest time adjusting. I don't see Fonz having too much trouble. I think Easy and Lou are going to excel on a stage.
Absolutely.
You know, I think Sick and Fonz will do well. And then, you know, I think Chaos probably would have the most trouble if I had to bet. If I had to guess.
Yeah, sure.
But even with that being said, I'm not saying that thinking he's going to go up there and bomb and get smoked. I don't think anything like that at all. I think he's going to have the toughest time getting his material to translate to a large crowd in the room in the moment. Because that's the trick and the key to that.
It's real.
Sure.
Real.
Chaos. Sometimes he'll write things that, like, you know, it'll be like you won't realize that it's like the longest, craziest scene ever. So he has so much value when you're able to rewatch or pause and rewind, which is how I really like to watch him. What advice would you offer somebody who wants to continue to be genuine and have their own style, but needs to be able to adjust and translate to the legislation?
Yeah, I mean, I think the best thing they can do is you know, compromise and find a middle ground. You know, I'm somebody that's super, like, I'm very particular over my art. This is my art, right? Like this to me is bigger than the impact that it makes right now. To me, this is what people in 5, 10, or 20 years are gonna look back on and say, yo, in this era of battle rap, he was one of them ones. He was scary. He was something different than we had ever seen before to this point. You know what I'm saying? And so how people feel in the moment for me has never been something that I've cared that much about. And it hurts me in certain situations, because then you have situations like this where it's like my material isn't having the impact that I want it to have. I can't be mad at anybody else because I chose to deliver it the way that I did. You know what I mean? But, you know, at the end of the day, it's just like, you got to learn how to find that middle ground, and you got to learn how to compromise. There's ways to adjust without losing your creative integrity.
For sure.
There's ways to adjust. It's kind of like, if you've seen recently, a lot of the comedians have been speaking out about like censorship and things like that. So you have some comedians who are like, you know, we can't say this, we can't say that anymore. This comedy shit is dying. Like it's getting too watered down. And then you have some comedians who are like, bro, we're just asking you not to say certain words. You telling me you can't put together a monologue or a routine because you can't say the F word, or you can't say the B word, or you can't say this word. you're not a real comedian then. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I feel about it. A lot of the battle rappers would sit here and be like, yo, the big stage shit just ruins it because people aren't going to get my material till they go home and watch it, and they're not going to appreciate me in the moment. And it's like, yeah, okay, cool. But at the same time, you're the comedian, you're the artist, you're the rapper. You have to go on stage and figure out how to rock that room and how to rock that crowd. And you can always do that and still maintain your integrity as a lyricist. It's just about figuring out how.
Right. And
that's really all it's about.
I always find that it's the comedians that aren't funny that have the most to say about political correctness and not being able to. You never hear Bill Burr or Dave Chappelle they're like, nigga, I'm funny. I don't care. And also I don't care. So there's that too. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, but no, that's a great point. I know that your time is limited and stuff like that. But I did have a couple more questions for you, bro. If you could stay just a little bit longer.
Let's do it.
Now, I want to get to underrated, overrated, fire, or trash. I do. It's a game that we play up here. You know what I'm saying? We like to get perspectives from the artists, right? Now, I'll give you a person, place, or thing. You tell me if it's underrated, overrated, fire, or trash. Now, underrated, overrated, fire, or trash. Head ice.
Underrated, man. Believe it or not, I think he's underrated. I think he's fire.
Okay.
I think he's fire. Would love to see him on a URL card very soon.
Yeah, you'd love to see him on the card soon. Okay.
Yeah.
Underrated, overrated, fire, or trash. Reed Dollars.
Underrated. Fire also. Big fan of Reed, man. Big fan of Reed. I can't say he's overrated because I think he does a lot in this culture, and we don't necessarily give him credit for it. I think he held his own against Surf in a small room, which is huge. I think he beat Rum in a small room, which is huge on a Summer Madness. So for him having to have done a lot of these things, not only what he did in his era, but to come to this era, our current era, and put in work like that. I don't think he necessarily gets the respect he deserves, but I do think with him getting Mook headlining Summer Madness, I don't think he'll be underrated for long.
Okay. Jay, go ahead.
I like that. Okay. I'm not asking. That's going to get me in trouble. Okay. Underrated, overrated, fire, trash, caffeine, crowd reactions.
I'm not gonna say overrated.
Say it, Chilla. Go do this.
This is a good one.
It is a good one. Applying pressure up here. Let's go, Jay.
I'm gonna say overrated, man. I'm gonna say overrated. Yeah, man. Sometimes it just feels like a popularity contest in there. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes it just, sometimes it just feels like people are there to try and get likes.
Okay.
Not to watch the battles, but it is what it is.
Underrated, overrated, fire, or trash. Battle rap tournaments.
Oh, that was fun.
Fire.
Fire?
I love battle rap tournaments, man. Depending on the, however UM4 is set up, I want in, man. If it's if it's appropriate for whatever the theme is.
Breaking news, everybody. Chilla Jones. Wait, hold on, Chilla. I gotta ISO it, Chilla. What's up? What'd you say about tournament?
Yeah. I want in. If it's a UM4, as long if it's like was it the first UM that was like I think mostly newer guys?
Yeah, newer guys.
Then that is what it is. I'll newer guys can have their shine. But if it's another one like UM3 where it's some top tiers, some mid tiers, some ladies mixed in, like if it's just a free for all, like how they just had it, oh yeah, I want in. Put another 100K up. I want in.
Hear that, Drake? Hey, Drake, you hear that? Just saying. Me yelling at the biggest artist in the world is crazy. But Jay, go ahead. Jay.
I'm in for 100K too. But okay. Here's an important one. Hawaiian Pizza.
Ooh.
I know it's a lot of pressure.
Nah, I love pineapple on pizza. So for me, it is underrated and it is fire.
Right.
Yeah, no, I love my favorite is pineapple, jalapeno, pepperoni, and bacon.
Okay.
I'm mad at that at all.
All right. So we know. So yeah, but not on the same pizza though, right? You're gonna
On
put
the
all
same
that.
pizza, bro.
Oh, Chilla, come on, B. What do you even drink with that?
You get the sweet, you get the spicy. You know what I'm saying? You get a little everything, man.
Jay, you co-signing this? Jay,
you get a little everything, man.
I like pineapple on pizza.
Yo, all right, so y'all both nasty. And all right. Underrated, overrated, fire, or trash the NBA playoffs thus far?
Man, trash, bro.
Oh, don't do that,
Trash,
Chilla.
bro.
Don't do that.
Too many injuries, man. And what I like is that obviously I think we're gonna get a champion that we don't see every year. So it's not the Lakers, not Golden State, it's not right. So it'll be the Suns, it'll be the Bucks, it'll be the Hawks, or it'll be the Clippers.
Clippers. Yeah,
we don't. I think the most recent one of them to have won a championship is like 1978. So I think that's dope. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But I hate that LeBron, AD, Dame Lillard, Chris Paul, Kawhi Leonard, Joel Embiid. I hate that all of these guys have had to deal with missing games and missing time because of injuries, because of a short off season, because of and I understand I'm grateful and glad that we were able to have sports, during the quarantine and everything that it, I'm grateful for that. But it also created a playoffs that I feel like right now is tough for a lot of casuals to watch.
Right.
I'm gonna watch it regardless because I'm interested to see who wins. But I think a lot of the casual people who would love to see LeBron or Kawhi or certain people are probably not tuning in because those guys are out of it. So
exactly. And I want to shout out to the track Chilla Jones and Method Man Day Ones. It's up right now. So shout out to that. You know what I'm saying? Sure. And I was doing this before. And we're gonna play Build the Track before you get up out of here, all right? So there's the Build the Track game and all that as well. I'm gonna have to get this thing patented because I think it's that dope. But all right, so here's a scenario, Chilla. You in Boston, you chilling out, nice day and everything like that. You get a call from the engineer. Engineer says we're gonna put a record together. All right. I got 3 producers on the line that they willing to work with you, bro. You get your pick, right? 3 producers, he says, Jess Blaze, 40 from OVO, and Alchemist. Who do you pick?
I picked Just Blaze. Salute to Just Blaze. I've got the chance to be on a couple of his records already. Which has been crazy. Salute to Mickey Fax. So we did those records, but Just Blaze is my favorite producer of all time for me.
Really? But, favorite all time?
For me, yeah.
Oh wow.
And, okay. Yeah, when I first got into hip hop and Jay-Z was kind of my favorite he's still my favorite, but when he first became my favorite, and there were songs like You Don't Know, freaking there's a couple on there I think on Blueprint that are just
Blueprint instruments
too that are crazy, and I'm like but he has a lot of my other favorite beats too on Busta Rhymes album, a few different joints. Obviously, like Breathe and certain records are, it's what I picked for my Lux disc. You know what I'm saying? Like, Just Blaze is definitely my favorite. I'll pick Just Blaze.
And props for you for not wasting that, because I can't stand when a guy gets on a classic beat and just is doing nothing. That annoys me. That annoys me so much just as a fan of music. I'm like, why would you waste this on Breathe? Like, but you did your thing. All right, now Just Blaze walks in and says, I got some features. You know what I'm saying? We're going to put a feature on the track, Chilla. We're going to put an artist on the track. You know what I'm saying? You got your choice. All right. He says, I can give you Conway. I got Royce the 5'9" or Freddie Gibbs. Who do you pick?
Royce.
Damn, no hesitation on that. Royce?
Royce.
You like the shirt?
Royce.
Okay.
Yeah, 100%. Not
100%.
Not even close. And I like, you know, Conway and Freddie also. It's no diss, no shade, no, you know, none of that toward them. I just happen to think Royce is the best rapper on earth.
Okay, no doubt. All right, now Royce walks in and says, hey, you know what? This is gonna be dope, but we need that R&B feature on there. You know what I'm saying? Maybe for the hook, something like that. We're gonna put add a little soul in there. All right. So he gives you 3 names of people that you could work with: SZA, Kehlani, Jhené Aiko. Who do you pick? You get to thinking. Yeah, this is the hardest part of this.
Tough one.
This is the hardest part.
Man,
I'm not gonna front. This is the toughest part.
Now you got me thinking, like, what is the song about?
Right.
If it's about some toxic shit, then Jhené Aiko. if it's, you know what I'm saying? Like, if it's, you know, I think I'm gonna go SZA.
You gonna go SZA? Okay.
I'm gonna go SZA. But that's a tough one.
Wow.
That's a tough one.
We got
it. Really depends on what my song is about, man. It depends on what the topic is. But I feel like SZA gives me the best, all regardless of the topic. I feel like SZA can bring me something nice.
Okay. So we got Just Blaze, Royce the 5'9", and SZA on the track with Chilla Jones. Before hearing any music, you just got the names. What is the title of that track?
Man, that's a really good question. Poetic Justice.
It's already a Poetic Justice. Kendrick
I
Lamar.
know. Salute to
did that. But you about to do like fuck it.
We about to do it. You know what I'm saying? We'll change the spelling of it.
Yeah, with a K, you know, with poetic, with a K.
Do something a little different, but
right.
You know, that's what comes to mind, man.
Oh yeah. That's ready to go. Okay. I like it. Jones, man. I appreciate the time and everything like that, man. It's good to check in with you, especially after, you know, a lot of the things that, you know, a lot of the culture was saying about the battle. It's dope that you still checking in, that you still tapping in, things like that. I'm gonna make sure that we have all the stuff in the description box. Jay, anything else to Chilla before we close out?
I don't think so. It was a pleasure chatting with you.
Yeah. Thank you, Jade. As always, thank you, man.
No
Glad
doubt
to be here.
And Chilla, before you go, I'm gonna give you the ISO screen to talk to the fans, talk to the people, tell them what you need them to know, and then we're gonna hit the road. All right.
Got you. First of all, as soon as I get off here, I'll be jumping on my own show, Chill Out. So jump over to the Chilla Jones Caffeine channel. We're gonna get into this Tay Roc breakdown. Also gonna have 40 bars on discussing Heir to the Throne around 7:30 Eastern, you know, which is in 20 minutes. Yep. Otherwise, Jones Inc., Method Man, Day Ones. Make sure you go check it out. It's available on all streaming platforms. It's also on YouTube if you want to check out the video. Follow me on Twitter at Chilla Jones, Instagram at Chilla Jones, and for all things Chilla Jones, www.chillajones.com. Appreciate y'all.
Right on. Chilla, hey, you be safe, man. Stay vigilant and all that. Until the next time, man, we tapped in, all right?
Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. Black Compass.
No doubt, man. No doubt. That was Chilla. Shout out to Boss Town, you know what I mean? Shout out to everybody that's been tuned in, all the comments. I have been reading the comments, man. Some of y'all are so brutal, man. Like, you know what I mean? I get it though. It's battle rap. But you know, he was very candid, right? Like he was very, you know, he owned up to a lot of the things I think people were saying, and he's thinking like his next battle, I'm scared for whoever he battles next, Jay, personally.
I agree for sure. He seems like he's locked in the mentality of just like, I know who I am, but also I know how to be better next time. I think that's like a scary attitude to have. Right.
Exactly. Especially up against somebody like Roc, lights was bright, things like that as well. And then I also want to say one other thing too. Now Jade is here. This Black Compass Media. Jade is the newest member of the team and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? So like we're gonna be at Max Out and all that. So check us out there. But also check out her channel because still be up doing the reviews and things like that. But we're gonna be tapped in a lot more. Y'all know I've been wanting to do stuff with women in media for a long time. We still gonna have Wing and Danny battle the sexes, Bar Guy show. You know what we do up here, so we're going to continue that. But anything for the people, Jade, the newest member, Jade. It's like talk to the folks.
Here, let me get the mic. Oh,
yeah.
You didn't get the ISO me. I am.
ISO?
I just want to say thanks. You know, I met you like a week and a half ago, and you're inviting me to be a part of the team, and I'm really, really excited. I think that you guys have something so great going on. I'm honored to be able to share my 2 cents. And I'm just excited about what we're going to be able to cook up next. And I'm really excited about Max Out too.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. No, we got to. Max Out 2 is about to be a movie. The whole thing. I mean, we definitely going to be outside for that. But yeah, it's going to be a lot of content and things of that nature. And we'll take the bumps and bruises in the chat and things like that. And I'll say this as well, you know, judging from the work that you had already put in, the talent, the potential, things like that, we're going to continue to work, you know what I'm saying, and get some things going. So hopefully the people like that, man. I mean, it'll be battle rap based content and things of that nature, but it's to bring other people into battle rap. That's what I want to do. That's been my whole goal, is to bring as many of the people into battle rap as we can and promote the artists, you know what I mean, and things like that. So that's been my whole agenda in this thing. Now, one other thing. So a couple of other announcements for the people. There will be a radio show this week. I have 3 other interviews put together this week. It's going to be heavy Heir to the Throne. You know what I'm saying? We're going to have Debo up here. I'm hoping to get Babs and Vague as well to pop out. We got a lot to talk about. We got a whole lot to talk about. And, you know, Bar Guy show will be this week as well. And Cola is cooking up like the best battle rap music Rolodex you'll ever see. So we're gonna get back to our versus bags. I'll bring out Tony Brosell and the various characters and things like that, and we're gonna get to it. You know what I mean? Get to the music, Jay. That's what we gotta do. We got a job to do up here, right?
We're on it.
Yeah. So with that being said, man, salute to all of y'all. Black Compass Media, Tone Bro, Jay checking in and things like that. And, you know, if y'all want to follow us, hit us up at the Black Compass, DA Black Compass. You'll find all of our individual Twitters there as well. Hit us up about Max Out. Hit us up about this interview. Who do you think Chilla Jones should battle next? I personally think T-Top should be next.
Oh, my gosh. I would love
That's the one.
We need to speak that into existence.
We have to. Absolutely. Yeah, T-Top, I think that's the next one. And also, I'm going to try to get Top on the show as well. Follow all the interviews, all the visual content and things like that. I feel like I'm missing one more announcement. Oh, the Queen of the Ring VOD is out. I don't know how many people caught that, but there's a Queen of the Ring VOD that is out. That's where Caution battled Robin Rhymes. I think Yoshi G battled Chrissy Yamaguchi. It's worth a watch, so go ahead and check that out. Salute the Queen of the Ring on that. All the known battles are now on the app. If you don't have the app, that's terrible. Go get the app. And that being said, Tone Bro, Black Compass Media. Oh yeah, Juneteenth too. Yeah, we was outside for Juneteenth, huh?
Always.
Oh, you got the cloth. Huh? The cloth different. Yeah. She like, I'm actually African in this motherfucker. Right? You know what I mean? But yeah, so salute to that and salute to all the fathers, man. All the fathers taking care of business. You know what I'm saying, Jay? Like we gotta shout them out, right?
But we certainly appreciate you all the good dads for sure.
That's right. And you know what I'm saying? If you had an opportunity to interface with your dad and things like that, man, it's a blessing. You know what I mean? Some of us don't have the opportunity to do that. And, you know, so that's a blessing, man. So I know a lot of cats use the opportunity to talk to their pops they haven't in a while and things like that. So hope y'all was able to do that. You know what I mean? And it's getting warmer outside. You know, keep drinking water, take y'all asses to the gym and things of that nature. See, you got
the gym, though. What if we don't want to go to the gym?
What do you mean? What if you don't want to go to the gym, Jay?
Enjoying our.
Don't do the just enjoying. What do you mean just enjoying? What?
It's a lot of pressure. Just drink water, guys.
Okay. All right. Well, look, diet as well, because some of us can't even eat Skittles without gaining 2 pounds. So, you know, stay disciplined and things of that nature. And y'all stay vigilant. Tone Bro, Black Compass Media. We up out of here.